you could put 77 different Black Panthers in there. I mean, it's been done over and over again with different characters. I mean, me and Chill go back and forth all the time about Jon Stewart. And it always comes back to which one's the one people like the most. You could throw in front of us whatever you want to. Joe Moline, Baz, whatever his name was. But we don't talk about them, do we? We don't. You can make a very interesting Black Panther character, I will wager, and call that person the Black Panther, and give that person a comic book and call that comic book the Black Panther.
Or a video game.
Ultimately, we gonna want T'Challa. And nobody's gonna buy that brand. Nobody's gonna fly with it.
No. So you're mistaken. There are so many apologists who will purchase. There are some. I'm not for it. I don't agree. I am with you, Daryl. I'm just saying that there's going to be idiots who say, "What are you talking about? It still says Black Panther. What? You're not going to celebrate? You're not going to buy a black brand? Wow, how anti-black are you?" Meanwhile,
are they going to outnumber us, though?
Well, the sales will still not be impressive, I'm sure. Because
well,
Wakanda Forever.
About Jon Stewart is this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Jon Stewart is not, to me, in the same category as other heroes because he's part of a core.
This is yawning.
He's part of a core. He's not a standalone hero per se, and that he ain't even following a legacy line of heroes. He's not. No, if we sit up here and say Jon Stewart, I gotta say Hal Jordan, but I gotta say Cal Rayner. I gotta say Kilowog. I gotta say Sinestro. It's so many Green Lanterns out there. Is he one of the 6 or 7 on Earth? Yeah, but it ain't. I get what you're saying.
No, you don't. You wouldn't say what you're saying. If you got my point, you wouldn't say what you're saying. I don't do a good enough job at explaining.
I would have that argument with Miles Morales. Miles Morales fits that argument. To me, Jon Stewart doesn't. Miles does all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Barry, whether you trying to figure out whether it's Wally West or Barry Allen, they fit that argument.
Look. My name being Flash by night, I suppose I ride the fence between. I'm a Barry guy, but I kind of ride the fence between Barry and Wally, and that's what comes up every time I hear this argument about the mantles and whether or not one can surpass the other. I'm like, but it's possible.
Not my point, TJ.
Surpass, yeah. Supplant, no.
It ain't nobody killed nobody else. We got all the Flashes.
They still walking around. All them people still walking around. Miles Morales is still a Spider-Man, but you still got the originals. So I don't feel like somebody's gonna come along, and if they do, they ain't gonna replace T'Challa for very long.
Yeah.
If there's a finite amount of resources that these studios like DC give to black superheroes, I want that finite amount of resources to go to a superhero who will be premier at the next reboot and the next reboot and the next reboot. Jon Stewart, Green Lantern, is not that superhero. So don't even waste my time giving resources to him like you did in 2000. That's why you don't get me, because you interrupt me before I can finish the thought out. If Green Lantern or Jon Stewart was the Green Lantern and he was highest profile in the cartoon back in 01, 02, 03, then they showed me that he's removable because they did a cartoon that was actually just called Green Lantern, and it wasn't Jon Stewart, it was Hal. They did a movie with Ryan Reynolds, it was Hal. Then they did more stuff with just Hal, right? Okay, cool. So now with this new DCU, James Gunn's coming, I'm gonna cast a Green Lantern, Jon Stewart. I'm going, no, don't waste your time on that. There's this many resources that go to black characters. Make it go to the one who won't be replaced. Theo?
I get what you're saying. The Jon Stewart ain't that argument. If you look at DC, I did a video. DC suffers a lot from the big three, and the big three suffer from Batman. So when you look at DC, if I looked at DC right now and I said, hey, I'm finna put money behind a character. Well, they did that with Static Shock, but they, for whatever reason, they lacked the guts to do a live action version. Okay, well, they did a live action version of Black Lightning, who been around since I've been around. And what happened with that? Okay, you finna do Vixen? Okay, well, who you got for me? Like, when I look at DC, and I'm looking at characters that they gonna put on the screen that people, honestly, I get what you're saying. You know who their most popular black character is?
Maybe Static or maybe Green Lantern John Stewart. I don't know. It's not
That-
really
that-
that.
that dude
It's not
right-
T'Challa.
that dude right-
It's not like
That guy right there, that's a part of a whole dadgum military outfit, is the most popular black guy that they got out there. Sad part about it, just like you said, he's a part of a military. So when you say Green Lantern, through no fault of his own, you literally can't. We got Simon Bass out there. You can literally mention everybody else. So you're not wrong in that. He just ain't that dude. I would argue Miles Morales fits that because they're literally telling all of Peter's stories through Miles now.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't what that is. I grew up with Peter.
I don't think the lead that John Stewart has when it comes to the most premier character, right? Black Lightning, Static Shock, Icon. See, Kimoyo Kid has different answers to your question. I think that if Green Lantern is the top black character that exists, second place is right down here. He's right there. It's not like they have a Black Panther or a Storm, and then there's like a big pile of, and then there's Falcon and Miles and we know Marvel has two premier top tier A-listers. DC doesn't have an A-list black character. Anyone with a movie can surpass Green Lantern John Stewart with just one movie. Disagree?
I think when we talk about DC, you and I are comic book fans. Well, I watched Black Lightning, and I watched Casuals tear that show down. I watched Casuals get out there and start directing that show, and they tried to hide that show behind a nice little soundtrack. That soundtrack was straight fire, but I never saw that story progress past season 1. And I like Jefferson Pierce. I do. We didn't. You talk about John Stewart. You know what? He's married to John Stewart's sister. He is, which would be a nice tie-in. I can't get a Black Lightning and a Green Lantern show.
I've never thought of this before. I know Lynn's last name was Stewart. I did not know Lynn Stewart is John Stewart's sister.
Yeah, that's his sister. That's
I learned something today.
Brave in the bowl with that.
I learned something today.
Because I got black. That's a nice little story. So Thunder and Lightning are John Stewart's nieces. That's a whole lot of meat left on the bone that DC ain't even tried to develop. That needs to be the character DC need to be focusing on.
Yes.
Dude had a lead over there in Young Justice.
Give it to me.
Led the Outsiders quite a few times. Got 2 daughters over here and a whole ass wife. 2 daughters with superpowers. Got a brother-in-law that's a Green Lantern. You dig what I'm saying? Got his own damn city. Then had a live action series. He has just badass writing at the end of the damn day. But you could put a fat ass soundtrack back there, like y'all fellas don't do me like that. Y'all remember when we used to go to the movies back in the 90s? You had to get the movie and the soundtrack that went along with the movie. Y'all remember that? You put a fat ass soundtrack behind this damn dude and blow his ass up. Chill, I'm with you. I just don't think, to your argument, John Stewart ain't why we doing this with John Stewart. No, why you not doing this with Jefferson Pierce? And why are you telling Peter's story with Miles?
I don't want to conflate the Miles and everyone else with this John Stewart Green Lantern stuff, because we are on the same page there. If DC would put actual effort to flesh out its black characters correctly on screen, then those characters would be elevated overnight.
Put the machine behind them. A crap ton of them that they are doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. The conversation I was having with my barber came from him. He was about to bet somebody a decent amount of money that the black guy in Super Friends with the Lightning was the Flash, and I had to tell him that wasn't the Flash. That was Black Vulcan. And then he asked if there were any other original black characters like that. And so I started running down the black characters in DC that I know, which probably isn't but a percentage of the ones that actually exist. But yeah, if they would put some kind of effort behind it, we'd be okay.
Yeah, I mean that argument can be presented for a lot of black characters, Marvel and DC, that just don't get any kind of development, that just don't get any kind of shine, and hence no notoriety.
I will say, because of Viola Davis and James Gunn, that DC tends to be leaning on Amanda Waller a lot across books, movies, cartoons. Amanda is popping up a little bit. I'll give them that one bit, that Amanda is getting her shine.
Ain't they giving her a movie?
And that's when
she survived the reboot.
She's not getting a movie,
television series,
show,
HBO Max
television series.
Yeah.
So at least one DC character, black character, is getting respect.
I wish it was a superhero.
Right.
Let me if I can just interject here. If I can just interject here and bring it back to what we were talking about before. Amanda Waller is that woman. She was created around 1980. She's had about 3 live action iterations. She had Pam Grier, she has Viola Davis, and she had the lady who was in Spartacus who played Amanda Waller in the Arrowverse. Okay,
Angela Bassett also. Angela Bassett in Green Lantern.
Angela Bassett was not Amanda Waller. She was a Waller, but she was not an Amanda Waller. She was a Dr. Waller. Look it up on IMDb. Go to IMDb and look it up. She was not Amanda Waller. She was a Waller. It was a completely different character.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the point that I'm making is that there were 3 live action Amanda Wallers for a character that was created around 1980, who's not, in the grand scheme of things, not that important of a character. Meanwhile, you've got T'Challa, the first mainstream Black comic book character created in 1966 during the heart of American apartheid, and his first iteration was in 2016, 50 years after his creation, and then you kill the character off because an actor died. That makes no sense. Okay, you talk about putting resources behind the character. If anybody deserves, Kamoyo Kid is funny. If anybody deserves another version of that character, it is T'Challa. He is the main focus of the Black Panther IP. We were talking a minute ago about having, different Black Panthers, whatever. The Black Panthers are not a Black Panther core, despite all due respect to Jack King Kirby, rest his soul, who created the Panther Tears or whatever it was in Volume 1. Since that iteration, all right, we've not had that. The Black Panther has been held by one person and one person only, unless and until that person can no longer hold that role. The Black Panther is a mantle throughout the history, but not in our history as real live individuals reading comic books, okay? The Black Panther mythos, as you all know, started in 1966. We don't need multiple Black Panthers. We don't need all of these different people outside of T'Challa. He's the one who needs to be the Black Panther going forward. In the movies, in the MCU, I do not recognize the Haitian bastard child as T'Challa. So that's my little spiel on that.
Okay. Woohoo!
Right.
Don't ask me to do something you ain't asked me to do with nobody else. I've been rocking with Bruce. I've been rocking with Clark. I've been rocking with Diana. I didn't rock with both Barry and Wally. I rock with Jay. I rock with Jay. I didn't rock with Alan, Hal, damn it, Sinestro, damn it, Kyle, damn it, John, damn it, what my dog name? Guy. Like I rock with him. Ain't nobody else, damn it. What did I send my damn game at? What did I send my damn game at here? Damn it, I got John and Hal in this damn game. I got John and Hal. Ain't nobody asked me to make not one damn choice. I got both Hawks in here. I do. I got Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Why you finna offer me a damn game without T'Challa? I'm not finna do that. I'm not. What the hell y'all thinking? I'm not doing that.